Have you ever wondered why your Audi sometimes feels smoother, calmer, and more precise than other days, even when you are driving the same road at the same speed? Have you ever noticed that certain systems seem to react before you do, almost as if the car already knows what you are about to do next? Have you ever asked yourself why some features appear only in very specific situations, while remaining completely invisible the rest of the time? And have you ever seriously thought about how many technologies inside your Audi you have never truly used, not because they are complicated, but because no one ever explained how they actually work? If you want to truly understand how modern cars work beyond what the manual tells you, subscribe to the channel now. Each episode reveals hidden systems, overlooked technologies, and driving habits that quietly change the way your car behaves over time. Most Audi owners believe they know their car well. They recognize the build quality, the clean design, the sense of control and stability that defines the brand. But knowing how a car feels is not the same as understanding how it works. Audi does not build vehicles that constantly remind the driver of their technology. It builds cars that assume intelligence does not need to announce itself. As a result, many of the most advanced systems inside an Audi operate quietly in the background, shaping the driving experience without ever asking for attention. One of the most misunderstood aspects of Audi ownership is the way driving modes truly function. For many drivers, Audi Drive Select is little more than a switch between comfort and dynamic, something used occasionally, depending on mood. What most owners never realize is that Drive Select is not about changing one parameter at a time. It is a coordination system. When you select a driving mode, you are influencing how the engine delivers torque, how the transmission chooses and holds gears, how the car decelerates when you lift off the accelerator, how much resistance the steering provides, how the suspension reacts to surface changes, and even how secondary systems prioritize comfort or responsiveness. The car reorganizes itself as a single unit. The most powerful option in this system is individual mode, yet it is almost always ignored. Individual mode allows responsiveness without nervousness and comfort without detachment. Audi engineers designed it for real daily driving, not for marketing labels, but most owners never configure it even once. The same philosophy applies to Audi's MMI system. Many drivers describe it as complex or unintuitive, when in reality, it is contextual. The MMI is not designed to display every available option all the time. It responds to what the vehicle is doing. Certain settings only appear once the car reaches a specific speed. Other menus become accessible only when driver assistance systems are active. Climate behavior adapts based on load and driving intensity. Safety and assistance menus reorganize themselves depending on traffic conditions. This is why some owners feel that their Audi behaves differently on different days, even though they have not changed anything manually. The system is not inconsistent. It is adaptive. Audi's virtual cockpit is often treated as a visual upgrade rather than a functional tool. Many owners enjoy changing layouts and themes without realizing that the system is designed to actively filter information. Virtual Cockpit decides what the driver needs to see based on how the car is being driven. During relaxed cruising, it emphasizes navigation, efficiency, and comfort-related data. As driving becomes more demanding, it shifts focus toward engine response, rev behavior, and dynamic feedback. When Virtual Cockpit is aligned with Drive Select, the car feels more intuitive, almost as if it is communicating its intentions rather than simply reacting. Audi believes information should reduce mental load, not increase it, and this belief is built into the cockpit logic. Safety systems follow the same silent approach. Audi Pre-Sense is often associated only with emergency braking or collision warnings, but that is only the most visible part of the system. In reality, Pre-Sense is active all the time. It continuously monitors steering input consistency, braking pressure patterns, traffic flow irregularities, and subtle changes in driver behavior. Long before any warning appears on the dashboard, the system may already be tightening seat belts slightly, preparing the braking system, and optimizing cabin safety conditions. Most of the time, the driver never notices any of this. That invisibility is intentional. Audi designs safety systems to protect without creating stress or distraction. Adaptive cruise control in Audi vehicles is another system that is frequently misunderstood. Many drivers believe it follows rigid rules, maintaining distance and speed in a fixed, predictable way. In truth, the system learns over time. It adapts to how you accelerate, how early you brake, and how much space you naturally leave between vehicles. Two identical Audi models can behave very differently with adaptive cruise control simply because they have learned from different drivers. When owners complain that the system feels too cautious or too hesitant, it is often reflecting their own driving style rather than a flaw in the technology. Even features that drivers often dislike, such as start-stop systems, reveal Audi's deeper engineering philosophy. Audi's start-stop system does not operate based on a simple timer. It evaluates engine temperature, battery health, cabin climate demand, and recent driving behavior before deciding whether shutting the engine off is beneficial. When the system chooses not to activate, it is often protecting the engine from unnecessary wear or preserving cabin comfort. Audi prioritizes long-term mechanical health over short-term efficiency, even if the driver never realizes that choice is being made. The Quattro system is perhaps the most misunderstood technology in the Audi lineup. Many drivers still imagine all-wheel drive as a permanent mechanical state that distributes power in the same way at all times. Modern Quattro systems are dynamic. Torque distribution changes continuously based on traction, steering angle, throttle input, and predictive data from other vehicle systems. In normal conditions, the car behaves efficiently, sending power where it is most useful. When conditions change, torque is redirected instantly, often before the driver senses any loss of grip. Quattro is not something the driver controls directly. It is something the driver influences through smooth, precise inputs. Audi designed it to reward consistency rather than aggression. Climate control is another area where Audi hides complexity behind simplicity. The cabin climate system is not isolated from driving behavior. At higher speeds, airflow distribution changes to reduce fatigue. During more demanding driving, cooling priorities shift to help maintain alertness. In relaxed cruising, the system focuses on maintaining even temperature balance rather than rapid changes. This contributes significantly to the calm, composed feeling inside Audi interiors, especially on long journeys, and it is driven primarily by software logic. Steering behavior follows the same principle. Steering weight is not only about physical feel, but about confidence and mental effort. Lighter steering reduces strain during relaxed driving. Heavier steering encourages focus during more dynamic situations. Audi intended steering modes to be selected based on context rather than personal preference alone. When chosen correctly, the car feels easier and more natural to control, even though nothing mechanical has changed. Perhaps the most impressive aspect of Audi engineering is how many protective systems operate without ever notifying the driver. Transmission logic adapts to reduce internal stress. Throttle response softens slightly when components are under thermal load. Cooling systems shift priorities automatically to protect critical parts. There are no alerts, no warnings, no messages. Audi assumes the driver does not need to know the details, only to benefit from them. This is why many Audi owners describe their car as refined or reliable without being able to explain why. The vehicle is constantly managing itself, adapting to conditions, and protecting its components in ways that are intentionally invisible. Once you understand how these systems interact, the driving experience changes. The car no longer feels like a passive machine responding to commands, but like a coordinated system working with you. Audi does not overwhelm drivers with technology. It hides it, and that is exactly why so many owners never discover what their car is truly capable of.